So welcome back today. Today's going to be a quick little vlog, so we're going to get right into it. But before we get into it, you're going to have to show some respect, man. Say hello to your boy Bob. See my boy Bob right there? I'm going to get out the way for your boy Bob. Yo, say respects to your boy Bob, and say respects to my old girl, which don't have a name, but she's from Jamaica. When I went to Jamaica, I bought her from Jamaica, and I brought her back with me. Brought her work with your boy. So say hi to Bob. Now say peace to Bob, say one love, and say hi to you girl, one of my girls, my girlfriends, say peace to my girl. So back to what I was going to talk about today. Today we're going to be talking about organic versus non-organic. Why you should eat organic foods instead of non-organic. A lot of people don't really realize how dangerous non-organic foods are, which is most of all regular foods in America that are not organic. But we have to understand that when you eat non-organics, let's break it down. And first, let's just break it down and say why you should eat organic foods and not non-organic foods, right? So first of all, you have to worry about your body. Your body should be the most sacred temple that you have in this world. But obviously a lot of people, especially in America, don't really care about what they put in their body. They care about taste and not health, even though people don't understand that you can have health and taste together. But we've been so implemented into this kind of food that and pushing this kind of food that now we think that healthy food tastes nasty and nasty food tastes healthy. And that doesn't really even make sense, because all the fake foods are really based on real foods that they try to make artificial flavors from, like orange. You know, they try to make an artificial flavor of orange in like Starburst and all this crap that has like mad chemicals in it and dyes and stuff that can, you know, slowly give you cancer. But anyways, first off, what we'll be talking about why it's not good for you. Now, a lot of foods that are non-organic have chemicals in them, and the chemicals, there's actually the FDA approves a lot of chemicals that are not even tested, and there's actually over 600 known chemicals right now in most food, sprays that are being sprayed on fruits and vegetables, over 600 of them. And the average the average adult, or the average, let's say the average person in America, right? The average person in America, whether it be kid, adult, teenager, consumes over 16 pounds of chemicals, of spray every year, of all kind of chemicals, deadly chemicals. So that's one of the reasons why your body should have organic food instead of non-organic food, because non-organic food has tons and tons of chemicals and different kind of sprays and just all kind of toxins that go into your body, and they just sit, and your body's not made for, your body was not a home or meant to be a home for these sprays and these toxins that are in food. Now, there's also a benefit of eating organic compared to non-organic. You get more nutrients, you get more enzymes, you get more micronutrients, and you get a lot of different things that organic foods can give you, because the practices of soil turning or plowing or whatever it might be, the practices are more natural. There's not a big influx of chemicals killing different kind of microorganisms in the dirt, and as far as the practices of taking one crop out and crop rotation and things of that nature, it makes it a lot more nutrients rich. So when you look at an organic food, most organic foods, as far as carrots, cabbage, things of that nature that are organic, have if you have 5 servings of those kind of organic vegetables, you can get all the vitamin C you need. But most foods that are commercially sold that are non-organic, it takes way more to even get the same amount of iron, vitamin C, and all these other nutrients like magnesium that are really good for your body, and that our body is made up of. Because remember, as human beings, or everything in this universe for the most part, we're made up of everything in this universe. Not everything, but most things, the basic blocks of life, I guess you could say. So water, your minerals, whether it be salt or like magnesium, not white salt, but like pink sea salt, and just salts, rocks that are really good for your body, not the dollar store white salt that nutrients is sucked out of. But these are things that your body needs. Your body is a machine. So just because you can't see the inside of your body doesn't mean that there's nothing bad going on the inside. And even as a human being, you shouldn't wait until you feel something. You should change today. So that's one of the reasons to eat organic over non-organic, is because organic gives you all the nutrients that you need, and non-organic, as much as you think it does now, we also have to watch out for GMOs, which are genetically modified organisms. And GMOs are very scary in America, and there's a lot of laws to try to that are trying to be pushed for companies to have to label them. But GMOs do not have to be labeled in most places in America, if any at all. And GMOs are very, very dangerous. Most scientists still don't even know what the repercussion is, and it might be our generation that pays the cost 30 or 40 years from now, and we might acquire cancer or different kind of new diseases or bacteria or illnesses that we never thought would exist or did exist, but we never thought we were doing to ourselves because we thought we were eating. So now we have to talk about pesticides, antibiotics, and hormones. So when we talk about these three things, pesticides, 90% of the meat in America has pesticides in it. They're the highest dosage of anything, compared to fruits and vegetables, because meat is number one consuming product for the most part as far as when people eat. So people go for meat and they love meat, especially in America. It's a meat eating country. Sometimes I wonder if anybody even knows how to cook vegetables, to be truly honest with you. But I don't necessarily have to worry about that problem. In a way, I'm still at risk. I'm everything you eat organic, or you try to eat everything organic, but you have to change your ways depending on what your diet is, whatever. I'm vegan, so I don't really necessarily have to worry about this meat part for the most part, but I still have to worry about chemicals and pesticides as well. So with the pesticides, they're spraying almost all of the meats with pesticides, everything they eat, to pumping them with antibiotics, and also pumping them with hormones to make them bigger, to make them grow bigger, without giving them extra food. So it saves the farmer money and the company's money, but it makes the chicken or cow bigger so they can sell more. But all those chemicals are being absorbed into the animal's fat and are being served at your table. And also, we have to understand that the biggest animals on the food chain, or the biggest animals on the food chain that are eating the smaller animals, or the higher up food on the food chain, if you are eating those animals that are not organic, you are getting the highest dosage of pesticides, antibiotics, and hormones in your body. And this can really affect you as a human being. People don't understand this stuff goes in your body, and it doesn't come out of your body when you eat it. It just comes from the animal into your mouth, into your body, and it changes your psychology, the way you think, the way your body functions, health issues, and just many other things. So when you have the higher chain animal obviously eats a smaller animal, and then when the smaller animal eats another smaller animal, another smaller animal eats another smaller animal. And so if all those animals from the smallest all the way up to the biggest is getting antibiotics or pesticides that are eating from fruits or vegetables or other creatures or whatever it might be, it's all compiling in those animals, and the highest up animal on the chain is eating those animals, and now you have a compile of a deadly amount of toxins in one animal. But obviously it's all about money, so a lot of people are not going to tell you, but this is what's happening. Now we have to understand that when you use farm techniques, when you use organic farming techniques compared to non-organic, non-organic is spraying chemicals and contaminating the soil with chemicals, as well as not using the soil to its fullest potential. So when you have organic farming style of farming, or organic style of farming, you use crop rotation, where you take one crop out, you put another one in, or you take a number of crops out, you put another one in. And also without this, or with this area being chemical free, species can survive. Let's not even get to plant species yet, but just other species in the ecosystem that are needed to make this great thing we call life on Earth go around and round and round, and not be not be tampered with. So if we keep spraying chemicals, it might kill a frog, or it might kill this insect like a bee that needs to pollinate this, or take this pollen from one flower and to plant it somewhere else and spread this plant life to another area, or whatever it might be. So in this ecosystem, the whole ecosystem plays a part in our everyday life. People don't realize that, but even from the smallest ant to the biggest tiger, lion, giraffe, whatever it is, hippo, whatever it might be, elephant, human being, we're all part of this ecosystem. So when we plant organically and we follow this crop rotation method, it is a lot more healthier and a lot more easier for the ecosystem to do what it needs to do. So when we don't use pesticides and chemicals and things of this nature, it reduces pollution in our world, and in our local environments and our regional environments. And when we spray chemicals down, it tampers with our water, it tampers with the ecosystem, as I stated, and these things can't naturally be in their nature and evolve and grow and do their job in what we call nature, or the world society, not our society, but the world, well, it is, but not the human society, the world society, and what we need to do to maintain it, to keep it clean. When you spray chemicals, you start to tamper, tamper with the water. Waters have high levels of chemicals or high levels of different kind of materials and pesticides and hormones that it's not supposed to be inside of it. And also you kill a lot of plant life as well. So when you do these things, you have to understand that the organic way of living and going about farming and how to raise our vegetables, fruits, and our animals is always going to be the best way when it comes to comparing it with spraying chemicals for a quick dollar and for faster production. And actually, most of the chemicals, it's stated that most of the chemicals that are sprayed, only 0.1% actually are effective against insects. The other 99% of them are actually just laying on the ground. I mean, they're just everywhere, and they're not even doing their job to take away the insects from eating the plants or infecting the plants or whatever they're doing to the plants. Now, at one point, there was all kind of foods, as far as vegetables and also plant life that was available. There was used to be thousands of different options of potatoes and potato life, but now you can only find less than maybe 1,000 or a couple hundred, if that, because of chemicals being sprayed and non-organic methods to growing these fruits and vegetables, and also a lot of non-organic or, as I like to call them, pest control, companies or factories are growing only one crop, while organic farms can grow numerous amounts of crops. So when you have these chemicals that are going to make you a quick dollar, or are going to get rid of your pest problem supposedly soon, or any kind of other problems that might come with vegetation, animals, or the food supply, you have these kind of methods that are being put in place that is killing the diversity of plant life and vegetable life. So we might have plants less than 100 years ago that we don't have today, or less than 50 years ago that we don't have today. Same with, vegetation that produce fruits and vegetables that are being killed off by chemicals, and we have less diversity. And we already know that, crop rotation is a very, very effective way to keep our fertile soil, our soil fertile, and to keep it organic, and to let all of the organisms, smallest to biggest, play their part in the ongoing cycle of producing food for everyone in the world, whether it be human or animal. Food industry is a $1 trillion, yes, I said it, a lot of money, $1 trillion industry. And that's probably why you can understand why they want to make the most out of the least. So they want to make the most money out of the least amount of effort from themselves, and they're trying to stretch vegetables, fruits, animals with chemical, warfare is basically what it is. And also, with the antibiotics and the hormones pumped into the animals. So when you would go to the store, you might pay, let's say, 59 or 49 cents for fruits or vegetable, like a lettuce or something of that nature. For you to pay 49 cents, there's actually a lot of tax, backdoor tax evasions and things going on with these big wig farms and industries that are, into spreading chemicals on non-organic foods, to where the taxpayers actually pay a lot more, probably most close to $3 per household for the same 49 cents cabbage, but that goes into toxic cleanup, waste, and also buying the chemicals and things of that nature. So there's a lot of big farms and companies that have got caught, and also that don't state what the expenses are and say miscellaneous or whatever it might be, and you're actually spending more of your tax dollars to pay for these chemicalized foods than you thought that you were. You thought when you was going to be paying 49 cents, but when these prices go up, you're paying for the extra, with taxes, you're paying for the extra chemical cleanups, the toxins they're spraying that they got to clean up, and just all kind of things. So if you can, I'm not saying it's as easy, because we especially live in America, so really majority of food is not organic. We'll just keep it real, you know, to where there's some countries where almost everything's organic, and you know, but in America, unfortunately, everything's not organic. And I'm not saying it's easy to eat everything organic. Obviously, first of all, you have to change your lifestyle about how you eat, and second of all, you have to understand that there are farmer markets. There's markets you can go to where everything's grown organically, and you can support those local farmers as well. But it's not an easy road, I understand that. But if you can try to implement most of your food, or let's say a little bit at a time, buy this organic, maybe buy organic kale, then try to buy organic bananas, you know, fruits, things that you might feel that are feasible for you at first, and eventually you'll be able to taste the difference and tell the difference, and then eventually you can move on to almost everything being organic, and then hopefully at some point, if you're smart, I don't want to drop too many jewels on you, but if you're smart, you eventually get a piece of land for yourself. Hopefully it could be an organic piece of land, or you can try to do hydroponics and grow your own fruits and vegetables. And if you still eat meat, which I don't, but if you still eat meat, then you can maybe try to get your own, buy your own organic, you know, chickens, cows, turkey, whatever you love to eat the most, and try to cut out that man, you know, that middleman store, to where you don't have to go and eat all these fruits and vegetables that are non-organic, because really at the end of the day, we're all supposed to be growing our own fruits and vegetables. I'm not saying it's easy, because we all have life is a lot more demanding nowadays, I guess, compared to 100 years ago or 200 or 300 years ago. Well, you know, that's give or take depending on where you live and how you look at it and what kind of job you do. But you know, it's not easy, I understand that. But if you implement one thing at a time and try to get better at how you eat, and understand that your body is a temple, and that your family should be the number one thing you think about as far as when they put things in their body, because you want them to stay around for a long time. And then you have the people that, you know, are going to probably be like, well, what about the people that's been living for 80 or 90 years and they eat whatever they want, blah, 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 right? But at the end of the day, we have to understand that they've been living for 80 or 90 years. So 80 or 90 years ago, or 60 years ago, 70 years ago, there wasn't all these chemicals being sprayed in these foods. So, you know, they probably have a whole lifetime of organic foods, or close to being organic foods. And then, you know, you come into this time period, and maybe they've had non-organic foods for maybe 10 or 20 years, but most of their life they've had organic food. So that's my little rant today, you know, on organic versus non-organic. You should try to eat organic as much as you can. I try to eat organic as much as I can, and you know, I'm a vegetarian, so it's probably a lot more easier for me. I don't buy meat or anything like that. Actually, I'm vegan, so I don't really buy meat. So it's probably a lot easier for me than it might be for some of you meat eaters. But yo, like I said, let's think about our health, and let's try to get healthier, you know, and let's try to eat better. So first, let's try to implement getting organic foods. After you get organic foods, try to find a farmer's market to where you can get everything organic, or most things organic. And after that, if you're really, you know, like me, and you're really like, you know, just really into it, and you really, you know, you want to just grow your own stuff so you know what it is, try hydroponics, growing fruits and vegetables in a fish tank and in water, or try to grow it and buy a piece of land to where you can put organic soil, or maybe some land that has never been sprayed, if that's even possible in America, but or wherever you're at, and grow your own fruits and vegetables. I'm telling you, it's a very rewarding thing. So as always, yo, to all my people, yo, one love, I'm out.
What's up, what's up?
Hey!
Shalom.
What up?
Hi.
African